Hey guys, welcome back. And this is our third to last um, lesson for the pachim for 사과나무판. And today we will be learning about tiut and chiut. So first we will do the introduction, and then we will go over like some words that have them as pachims, and then we will do practices for each one of them. So how do we write tiut? So the first step to writing a tiut is drawing a line at the top, and then you go down on the left side, and then go right, and then lastly place a line directly in the middle. So it kind of looks like an E, right? So let's try writing it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. One on the top, down, right, and then one in the middle. Now, let's go over some words that have tiut as their pachim. So, the first word here is nannachi. It means to be like in detail, right? So, as you can see in this picture here, right, there is a very like organized and detailed amount of things that are placed on a table. And then, for here, there are two tiut pachims, one in the front, one on the second one. Okay, and then the second one is tomata, which means charge oneself with, right? This person is above all other people, right? They're in charge, right? And in this one, the second letter, right, or second syllable has the tiut pachim, and then matta, right, or tomata. It means to take charge of. Yeah, so these people are trying to race to see who is going to be in charge, right? So, there is land, right? Wood. Over here, it's just land. And then meat, which means down or bottom, right? And then 밑그림, or underdrawing. I guess it's like a sketch or something, right? And then 밑장, which means soles, like the part of the shoe that is on the bottom, right? And then there is 밭. 밭 is a field. It's like where you can plant and grow stuff. 밭갈이, which means plowing, and as you can see, the word 밭 is also in 밭갈이. It's because they're connected, right? This person is plowing the field, so that's why it's called 밭갈이. And then there is 뱉다, which means to spit out, right? This person is spitting out something. And then there is 붙다, right? Cling onto. This cat is clinging onto this rope, or hanging on. And then there's 붙이다, which means stick to. And as you can see, this like post-it is stuck onto this girl's face. And last but not least, 솥, which means pot. So now let's try some practice. So for this one, we're going to connect all these pieces and bring them down, and then write the word here. So the first part is pi읍, right? So 1, okay, and then and then the 받침 is tiut. This is 밭, and as we learned, it means field. And then there's a shiot on here, so we draw a shiot, and then there's o, right? O, and then tiut, right? So that's sot, and what sot is a pot, like we learned before. So let's try making these words again. Well, over here, this is a new word, right, that we didn't learn yet. So let's go over that after this. So the first word is sot. So shiut, o, and then tiut. Sot. And then pa plus tiut is pot. Do you guys know what pot is? So pot is also known as red bean. It's red bean because, I mean, you can call pot anything, like it could just be like any kind of bean, but usually in this case this is red bean because it's on a Korean dessert called patbingsu, right? So it's like shaved ice with like fruits and red bean, and it's very good. So now let's try these examples. So the first word is 텃밭, which means garden, and sorry if this image is kind of blurry, but these people are planting stuff in a garden. Okay, so let's try writing it. Tiut, right, and then and then shiut, and then 밭. Okay, and then the second word is 솥, right? It's 소 plus tiut. And this word or this image is a rice cooker. And what you call rice cookers in Korea is 밥솥, right? So let's try writing it. So let's try writing 솥 first on top. So 솥, right? Then let's try writing 밥솥. 밥솥. Okay. Okay. And then we just learned this last slide, and then it's 팥, right? And then the image here is 팥빙수. So let's try writing it. So pot, right? That's how you write pot. So let's try writing pot, right? Then ping su, pot ping su. Okay. So now let's move on to chiut. How do we write chiut? So in order to write chiut, what you do is you first put a line on the top and then just basically writing a jiut, right? So let's try writing that again. Line on the top and then jiut. So the difference between a jiut, right, and a jiut, well, obviously there's a line on the top for this one and there is none for that one, but there's also a sound difference, right? This is more of like this one has more of like a G or yeah, like a G sound, but chiut has like a CH sound. For example, we're doing cheese here, right? And in Korean it's cheese, so that's why there is a chiut in the front. Okay, so let's try doing some examples or going over some words. Right. So the first word we'll go over is 꽃, right? And we all know what 꽃 is, right? It's a flower. And for this there is a double 기역 on the top, and then 오, and then a 치읓 on the top. That's how you write 꽃. And then there's not, right? Usually when 치읓 is at the bottom, it has like a similar sound as a ti읓, right? So it doesn't have that ch sound. Instead, it has like a ending sound with like a t. Like 꽃, it just ends there. Like there's like a t sound, right? And then not, like it kind of sounds like not, but more like strict, right? So there's a 치읓 at the bottom, and that means face. And then 낯가림, right? So as you can see, the word not is here too, and 낯가림 means like shyness, right? And when you're usually shy, people like tend to cover their face, as you can see in this picture. And when we talked about not equals face, right? What do you think 가림 means? It means to like cover, right? 가림, like, yeah, it means to cover. So when people say 낯가림, it refers to shyness, because usually like people tend to like cover their face when they're shy. So that's a way to remember this word. So the next word is 낯설다, which means strange. Well, in this case, there is a 치읓 in the first word, and then not 익다, right? Which means familiar. Well, their faces are similar or familiar, right? So this one is tat, which means anchor, right? And then the next one is 덫, which means trap. Well, you can see there's a bear trap here. However, the difference between tat and 덫 is the vowel. Right here, you see, this has a and this has a. Then there's 돛, which means sail, as you can see here. Well, this one has a o, right? Okay. And then there's 몇. It's like how many or some, right? and then there's a picture of a chart with like numbers. And then there's 빛, which means light, right? And then 빛나다, which means shine. So let's do some 치읓 practice. So the first word is 도, and if you add a 치읓, right, 치읓, it becomes 돛, and 돛, we learned that it means sail, right? So as you can see, 돛 담배, it means a sailboat, right? And then there's 윷, right, over here. And in order to make that, you need U and a 치읓, right? 치읓. So now that it becomes 윷. And this is a traditional Korean game. If you watched the Chuseok video, then you would know that this is 윷놀이, right? It's a game that people play during Chuseok. And then there is 꽃병, right? This is a flower pot or vase. So 꽃, right? In order to make this word, you write 꽃 plus 치읓. Okay. So now let's try writing all these words. 도, and then 치읓, right? And then you, then you add a 치읓, 윷, and then 꽃, right? 꽃. So for this exercise, let's try to circle all the words that have a 치읓 받침. So, does the first word or first flower have a 치읓 받침? Nope. There's a 디귿 받침, right? And does the second one have it? Yes. So you circle this one. Does the third one have it? Yep. Does the fourth one have it? Yes. What about the next one? 빛, which means light. Yes, it has one. And 꽃, definitely. 돛, which means sail. We definitely know that one. And 빛, we went over that again. 합, no it doesn't. There's a 피읍. What about 꽃? It definitely has one. 컷, nope. 킷, 짓, nope, it does not. So this is the similar one as to the exercise we did in the 티읕 받침, right? So in order to add all of these together, you have to add the top, middle, and bottom. And let's try that. 티읕, 디귿, 오, and 치읓, 돛. Then there's 빛, and then there is 꽃. So for this last one, we were going to like just write all these words, right? So the first one is 꽃다발, which means it's like a bundle of flowers, right? Or bouquet, right? So let's try writing. So at first we write 꽃, and then 치읓, then 다, 발, right? 꽃, 다, 팔. And then there's 윷놀이, right? So 윷, 이응, 유, and then 치읓, 놀, 이, 윷, 놀, 이. And that will be the end of our lesson. So next week will be, I guess, our last learning lesson, and then after that week it will be our review game. So make sure to watch all the previous lessons and study, so that I guess you will have 2 weeks of studying, like reviewing, so that you can get really like into the game, right, on I guess 2 weeks. So please, parents, give your child like 2 stickers for watching the lesson and participating. And for homework, just please try using all of these words that we learned today. And thank you. Have a great week. Bye.